Budgets are political choices. We choose what we want to value. This government has chosen to value military hardware, highways, and prisons. This is a budget that is designed to make markets, particularly bond markets, happy rather than to make life better for workers. For example, on a per capita, per population basis, we're going to see over the forecast period a real cut of about 11% from the health budget per person. It will become more difficult for workers to access healthcare as a result of these cuts, which will result in real unmet need. It will result in more pressure at the workplace, more struggle to be able to take sick leave, and delaying health conditions means that they snowball into comorbidities and that kind of thing. The same trend exists in education. We have a pretty substantial cut in education, and I think the worst part of that cut in education is in the early childhood education sector, where from memory, I think we're seeing a 16% decline in per capita spending across the forecast period on a per placement basis. This is the most important part of our economy when we think about our economy as a group of people being able to build new young people into the workforce of tomorrow. Starting that with proper funding at the outset is absolutely crucial, and cuts to that is cuts that will be felt in the long, long term for our economy. There was a large capital allowance in this budget, 5.7 billion, and pumped up a little bit by some savings. So in effect, it was a $7 billion capital allowance. 40% of the capital allowance went into military hardware spending. We bought a stack of new, or we are buying a stack of new helicopters. We are buying a stack of new drones, and some software contracts as well. My problem is there's no expenditure on the real human security imperatives that keep our economy moving. There was a small amount of money for a few new ambulance depots. That's going to get swallowed up very quickly, but there's no money to support the ambulance officers who have bargaining coming up to keep our communities safe. Even more importantly, we have a crisis in the fire and emergency sector, and there was not a cent in the budget to address that crisis. Human security is crucially important. It's absolutely insane in my mind that you would put money towards fancy military hardware helicopters without keeping our fire engines operational on the roads. We're now entering the fifth year of the cost of living crisis. This is a crisis that's been going on for decades for some of our communities. On top of that, we now have the greatest energy disruption in human history. The economy is screaming out for support. We are losing jobs at a faster rate all of the time, and yet we are expected to respond to this with cuts to health, cuts to education, and cuts to core public services. This is not the way to support an economy that's struggling, and it's not the way to support people that are struggling with a broken economy.